One of the most interesting things about the relationship between Shego and Dr. Drakken isn't just the wild plans they're always cooking up, it's the way their partnership walks a weird line between being totally dysfunctional and oddly loyal. They bicker, argue, and get on each other's nerves constantly, but somehow, they still manage to stick together through thick and thin. It's kind of like watching a really chaotic friendship or work relationship that somehow works, even though by all logic, it really shouldn't. To get a better idea of why this dynamic is so fun to watch, let's take a closer look at each character. Dr. Drakken, whose full name is Drew Theodore P. Lipsky, is the main bad guy in Kim Possible. He wasn't always a villain though, he actually used to be a respected scientist. But somewhere along the way, things went south, and he turned to a life of evil. Now he spends most of his time trying to take over the world, though his plans are usually completely over the top, ridiculous, or just plain flawed. Drakken is really smart when it comes to science and inventing things, but he's super awkward in social situations and tends to get really dramatic. He's known for yelling a lot, throwing tantrums, and generally being kind of a mess when things don't go his way. Despite all that, he's not exactly scary. Most of the time, he's more of a goofball than a true threat. Now let's talk about Shego, his right-hand woman, though let's be honest, she's probably more competent than he is most of the time. Shego is sharp, sarcastic, and extremely skilled in combat. She has this glowing green energy she can shoot from her hands, she's super agile, and she can hold her own or even overpower Kim in a fight. What's even more interesting is that she used to be a hero. She was part of a superhero team called Team Go with her brothers, but she eventually left that life behind and decided to work with Drakken instead. No one really knows exactly why she switched sides, but she seems to enjoy the villain life, even if she finds Drakken completely ridiculous most of the time. She often seems bored or unmotivated, but when she does get involved, she's a serious threat. When you look at the partnership between them, it's actually a lot more complex than it seems on the surface. At first glance, it can come off as toxic. They argue all the time, they insult each other, and there's definitely not a lot of respect being shown. But if you dig a little deeper, you also see something else, a strange kind of loyalty, maybe even a bond that's stronger than either of them would admit. Their relationship is a mix of dysfunction and genuine connection, and that's what makes it so interesting and honestly, really entertaining to watch. Let's break it down. Dr. Drakken, who's the brains behind most of the evil plans, often treats Shego pretty poorly. He yells at her, blames her when things go wrong even when it's clearly his fault, and talks down to her like she's just his assistant instead of a powerful partner. He'll call her names, act like her contributions don't matter, and brush off the fact that she's saved him more times than anyone can count. Shego, on the other hand, is no doormat. She gives it right back to him.
And you thought this plan would turn out differently because...
It was my best doomsday device ever!
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Heard it all before. Do you ever think maybe your best just isn't good enough?
Shego, your words hurt! There must be some world domination plan I've tried that worked!
Here's a newsflash. If it worked, you'd be running the world. See, the only thing I see you running is your mouth.
She constantly mocks him, makes fun of how over the top and ridiculous his plans are, and rolls her eyes whenever he says something dumb, which is, let's face it, a lot of the time. Sometimes she even threatens to quit or actually walks out on him for a while. And yet, she always comes back. Why does she stick around? Well, part of it is practical. She gets paid, and sometimes she's just bored and wants something to do. But it's not just about the money. If it were, she probably would have left him for good a long time ago. Shego is smart, strong, and could easily be her own villain. She doesn't need Drakken, and honestly, she's often the only reason his plans even get close to working. But she still chooses to stay with him, even when he drives her crazy. And Drakken? For all his yelling and tantrums, he clearly needs Shego more than he wants to admit. He acts like he doesn't care, like he's totally fine on his own, but the moment Shego actually leaves or isn't around, he starts falling apart. He misses her, he depends on her to handle things he can't. She balances out his chaotic energy with her calm, capable attitude, and deep down he probably knows she's the only reason he hasn't been completely defeated for good. There's something weirdly sweet about the way they're always stuck together, no matter how much they annoy each other. It's not a healthy relationship by normal standards. There's a lot of sarcasm, blame shifting, and emotional immaturity on both sides. But underneath all that, there's this sense that they care about each other in their own strange way.
Thanks. Here you go.
No need. It's all been paid for.
It has? By who?
A gentleman called and said he would cover your whole vacation.
Shego, just my way of saying thanks for a super year and Merry Christmas. Yours and evil Dr. Drakken. Oh, that is so nice. Guess I should have taken his call. Oh, maybe he left a message.
They're both too stubborn or prideful to ever say it out loud, but it's there in the way they never really give up on each other.
Like you can even handle Kimmy without me.
Ooh, I think somebody's jealous.
Shego could leave. Drakken could try to find someone else to work with. But time and time again, they end up right back at each other's side. That mix of chaos, loyalty, and reluctant friendship with a few signs of romantic interest is what makes them one of the most iconic duos in Kim Possible, and in my opinion, the best villains in the whole series.
She is the blue imposter's battlemate.
Whoa, time out. Yeah, the two teens are a thing, but there is nothing going on with me and Dr. D.
Nothing?
Nothing!
They're funny, unpredictable, and weirdly kind of heartwarming in their own dysfunctional way.